What up, what up, what up, Prime Mega, new trees up on the foolish. Trees up. What's good, y'all? I just want to speak on pessimism, which is something that took me quite a while to get over. I used to be somebody that could not look beyond some situations in that, you know what, this looks like it's going to be a failure for me. You know, it looks like there's no way out of this. I'm not going to make it through this, you know, or things like that. The optimism didn't make it to me yet, you know. I just want to say that, you know, be careful of your energy. You know, be careful when you get around certain people. You know, they may inadvertently, not on purpose, pass on those negative vibes to you. You may absorb that, you know. And there's ways to, you know, take it and filter it right on out. It comes to you and pass it right on through, you know, through the air. You know, like I know people that, you know, that I encounter frequently, you know, and you ask certain, you know, you on the day to day, you know, I was taught to be cordial, you know, good morning, good afternoon, you know, how you doing, you know. And the funny thing is when people greet me, some of the people in my circle, when they greet me, they're, you know, they're enthusiastic. They want to know how I'm doing. But then when I return it back to them and I go, all right, so how are you doing? You know, I'm here. And I get it. I get the honesty, but I'm going to say 80 to 90% of the time, those people always kind of stay in that realm. Like I mean, we're all human. We have those crappy days, those crappy weeks, months, even seasons, you know, but I'm going to be honest. When somebody asks me how I'm doing good. Not too bad. Even if, mind you, I might be going through a war, maybe whether it be internal, going through a season. It's just the way I am, you know, and I'm not telling you how to be, but you can build up your vibrations and your optimism when you speak like that, in a tone like that, even though you might be going through it. You're not really lying. If somebody's asking you, you know, you're not really lying. You're actually just taking your situation and in a humble way, you're just like, yeah, I'm good. I'm alive. I'm breathing. What you're really saying when somebody asks you how you're doing and you say you're doing good or not too bad, even though you might be going through it, what you're doing is just being grateful, and knowing and being aware that somebody definitely in the world is going through it worse than you are. It's just your awareness has expanded outside of yourself. And once you do that, once you allow that expanse to happen, the optimism grows. It just grows. It's automatic. Like it just happened to me one day. I was so scared to go, you know what? Today is going to be a good day. Today's going to be a good day. Or I'm going to do good. Or I'm going to do this thing. Like I'm going to pass this test. You name it, whatever it is. Once I started doing that, I let go of that fear of just fret. It just started growing on its own. So now at this point, even though I'm still human and there's things that I fear, I still go through them with a certain amount of optimism, you know, because it's almost like a jacket of armor now. It's building itself, you know, it's organic. It's, you know, it's tailor fitted for me. I've started that years ago, you know. A family member pointed that out to me. It was like, you know, you need to stop that pessimism. You know, you need to, you know, don't be so pessimistic. And then from that day forward, you know, it just grew on me. And I challenged myself to go, you know what, I started one step at a time, baby steps. I said, all right, today will be the day that it's going to be a good day. I'm going to proclaim that this day right here and going forward will be a good day no matter what. Even if things don't go my way, it's still a good day because I'm here to learn and I'm here to get better. And the only way you get better and get stronger is from challenges. It is what it is. So you still are going to have a great day regardless of the circumstance, even though some things do suck. It does. It just happens. You know, like everything's not going to go your way. You know, we know that. As adults, you get older, you start experiencing more things, more stress. You get busier, you know, you get tied up with things. And these things are unavoidable. However, what you can control is your perception and the things around you. And you can drive your level of optimism to new heights. I promise you, just try it. That's all you have to do, is just try it. It just takes one step. And like I said, I was the most, and I still am, one of the most paranoid people. I've gotten over that. You know, I still carry that with me, but it looks different in today's time. Because again, I am aware of my optimism, and I'm aware that my presence in itself is an energy field. And I have to be careful of how I carry that. So therefore, I make sure that my optimism far outweighs any pessimistic thoughts. Matter of fact, at this point, pessimistic thoughts are non-existent to me. You know, I might reflect on something and go right back to my optimism. That's it. You know, maybe that's my form of shadow boxing. You know, I'm going forward, you know, but there's always got to be a defense somewhere. You know, I've always got to be prepared for the what if. So I always have these flashes of pessimistic thoughts, I guess, every now and then. But I go right back into defense and go right back into optimism and being optimistic, you know, just something to think about, you know. It's your boy Prime Mega. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Let's have a blessed week. Have a blessed day. Let's get it, y'all. Trees up.